welcome back to the channel. Yeah, I'm spraying again. Got a lot of corn in this field, and it's been replanted in spots, but I'm about to wrap up the spraying for the time being. I know spraying does not get many views, so when I get the auto steer engaged, I'm gonna tell you a story, and the rest of this video will be about something else. So if you watched my last video, you know that Dylan and Robert and Kenny Joyce came see me the other day. We sat around for about 2 hours just telling stories and talking farming, and I told a couple of stories, and Dylan said, "Those are really good stories, you need to put them on YouTube." So I'm going to tell one today. And my dad is notorious on totaling combines. And if you go back to some of my videos in corn harvest last year, I've got a video of him totaling a 2366 out. But before I had a YouTube channel the year before, he totaled a 1660 out. So when I get turned around, I'll tell you the story on that. So I have mentioned in one of my live streams that we used to run Massey Ferguson combines, and this was 20-something years ago. So I think one of the 750s that we had, my grandfather bought new, and there was a salvage place here local that was a Massey Ferguson salvage place. But anyways, back in 2001, my grandfather went to this salvage place looking for some parts for 750, and Larry, one of the owners, they farmed also. He said, "Mr. Russell," he said, "I've got a combine I want you to buy." And this was back in 2001. And the combine was an 1989 1660. And I'll tell you about it. So Larry, the guy trying to sell the combine, had went out to Missouri to a farm auction. The guy had passed away, and he was selling, they were selling his equipment, the family was. So he had this 1989 1660 with just, I think, a little under 200 hours on it. And it had been sitting for 10 years. The guy couldn't farm, he'd bought it and got cancer and couldn't farm that year, and kept the combine in a shed because his plan was he was going to beat cancer and return back to farming. He never did. So Larry ended up buying a 10-year-old, almost brand new combine, and he used it for part of a year on his own farm and sold it to my grandfather. And So we had a really good combine in, I think, 2000 or 2001 when he bought it. So it served us well for several years, but it started getting some age on it, and I got to turn around again. Not much beans out here. Hope he replanted it. But anyways, so the 1660 started getting some age. He started getting some wear. My grandfather had passed away, and we were looking at gaining more land. Ground boom's a little high right there, so we got to looking to upgrade combines. And there was this 2366 about 50 miles from us for sale on Marketplace. So I contacted the guy. I done had all the info on it, and we were harvesting corn, and my intentions was after harvesting corn I would have enough money to go buy this combine to thrash beans with. Well, we were cutting corn one day, or shelling corn, and Dad was loaded, and he got off and hit a ditch a little too hard, broke the left-hand side front axle support, and I've got to turn around again. While I was on the grain cart, I had just got back to the field from unloading in the bins, and I just got in the grain cart going to Daddy because I could see that he was full, and he hit the ditch. The left-hand side of the combine went down, so he was sitting crooked like that. Well, he gets on the radio and he calls me, and he said, I blew my front tire out. And that thing, it was in a bind. The whole machine was in the bind. You could hear the rotor in the bind. It was making an awfulest racket. He said, hurry up, unload me so I can we can get somebody to fix this tire. I blew it out. And I said, you didn't blow no tire out. And I said, you broke something bad. So to finish up that part of the story, we bought the 2366, and wasn't nothing wrong with the 2366. It wasn't as nice as what we thought it was, but it was a good combine for the money. And we did go up, we moved up to a 25-foot head from a 20, and that was another thing Dad liked about the 1660. He said a 20-foot head is as wide as we need to be on the fields we farm. And more about that here in a minute. So let's skip ahead now to last fall, 2020. We were combining the field beside my driveway, and yes, there was a ditch there. And I had just unloaded a truck, just had started the camera back, and pulled up in the field, and I see him go off in this ditch, and I see exactly what happens when he did. The stabilizer arm on the rear axle broke, and that had happened the year before, and it was a pretty easy fix. We could have fixed it, but instead he tried getting out of the ditch. He folded the rear axle up into the back of the combine, and I'm trying to stop him, and he's out there wallering around in it, and the more he works, the more it starts tearing stuff up. So it's turnaround time again. So as I stated earlier in this story, Dad had no love for this new 2366, and it got mangled up pretty bad, and he didn't do it on purpose. But we'll go back about 3 weeks before. He gets a new fast line in the house, or comes to his house, and he said, man, there's a really good 2388 I wish we had. And he said it's over in Crossville, Tennessee, which was about 3 hours away from us. He said, I wished I had that combine instead of the one we got. And I said, well, we got the one we got. So let's go fast forward 3 weeks later. He's crumpled up the combine, and I'm trying to stop him. And he says, I know I broke the back axle. He said, come on up here and unload. Now, he unloads on me, and he gets out, and he said, we gotta get this fixed. I said, Dad, I said, there ain't no fixing this. I said, it's total. Total? Well, he walked out on the platform, and he looked around back, and he said, shoot, shoot, shoot. What are we gonna do? I said, you're gonna go home and get that fast line is what we're gonna do. I gotta turn around. We got some spotty beans out here. But he's replanted all this. So he goes home and he gets the fast line. We find it, I call, and I said, we're 3 hours away, do you still have the combine? And they said, yes, we do. I said, well, can you send me some better pictures real quick? About 30 minutes later, I got some really nice, clean pictures of the combine. And I told him, I said, we'll be there in the morning. Well, lunchtime. We got there just about lunchtime. I got a ditch right here I gotta go through. And so we get over there. We make the deal. And I said, how soon can you get this combine over? They said, first thing in the morning. And they wasn't lying. I got a call 8 o'clock that night that they were on their way with the combine. And they said they'd be there at 11 o'clock. 1 o'clock in the morning is when they got to the farm with the combine. I didn't tell Dad that they was unloading the combine or bringing the combine. I just let him sleep. 3 o'clock we had the combine unloaded, and I went in and said, I'm going to go take about a 3 hour nap. And I didn't even make it that far. He decided to come over early that morning and woke me up. I got like a 2.5 hour nap. I was really wanting, I said 3 hour nap, I really wanting a 4 hour nap. But that is the story on the combines. Unless something really interesting happens in this field, I'll bring y'all back doing something else. And I already have an idea what that's going to be. Well, we had a storm yesterday, and I didn't think it got that bad. But we did have a limb blown down. And I think I can break it up with a grapple and haul it off. Chainsaw out, I don't know. Or I can just pick it up. Pick it up like that. Fell off that tree there. So I'm gonna try to break it, still try to break it off and off this big piece and put it more manageable pieces and haul it off the edge of the woods. When I was spraying, I said that I would bring you back doing something else. This wasn't what I was planning. But we got lucky. I think it wasn't wind damage. I think it was lightning that hit it. Had a lot of thunder and lightning, got some good rain out of it. But when I was doing my editing, I realized I forgot to tell you something that I was going to come back and tell you. So I'll do that on the next trip. This is going to take me a couple of trips with this. See if I can go with it. I'm gonna go with that. So I told the story about the 1660 and the 20-foot head. Dad said that's all that anybody around here needed on these rolling hills and farms. And everybody's running 25s and 30s and 35s at the time. So in 19, when we upgraded to the 2366, it came with a 25-foot head. He didn't like it either. It was going to be too big. But we ended up using it, and I cut most of the soybeans. So back in wheat harvest a couple weeks ago, we bought a 30-foot. 25 was too big, but the 30-foot is just right, is what he says. He contradicts himself a lot on things. Using this grapple is a lot nicer than a lot better than using a chainsaw. It is hot today. It is humid. May not be able to get through the gate with this, but I'll dump no fence and pick it up again. So here's the 1660. The axle was welded up where we could get it home, but it tweaked everything internally, the rotor and everything, so we didn't know if it'd ever be straightened out. We've been selling parts off of it, so if you're in close to the area, you got a 1660, I can hook you up. So a little different video. If you like storytelling, let me know. I'll tell you some more. Not, just go ahead and give it a thumbs down. So thank you for watching. Keep the comments going. I like the comments. Thank you for subscribing. I've got several subscribers the last video, and God bless you, and we'll catch you on the next one.